I personally will never understand why anyone would do something like this. I don't even like flying, let alone cluster ballooning. This is a relatively old video that was clearly taken from a news segment. In it, we can see a man sitting in a chair, there's a bunch of people around him holding him into place, and then they let go. Afterwards, he starts floating up, and we can see that he's floating up because he has a ton of balloons attached to him. For context, this incident took place on April 20th of 2008 in Brazil. The man that was sitting in the chair during liftoff was a priest by the name of Adalir Antonio de Carli. Adalir, in good faith, decided that he wanted to create and fund a spiritual rest stop for truck drivers. So, to do this, he decided to garner some national attention, go for this cluster ballooning attempt where he would spend roughly 20 hours suspended in the air and try to get to another city, roughly 20 hours away, by balloon. Adalir was relatively well prepared. He had taken a couple mountain survival courses in case he crash landed on the way. He had packed about 5 days of food and water as well, and he was wearing this very peculiar jumpsuit that would help him regulate his temperature. In essence, this guy was not just going into this blindly. On April 20th of 2008, the day that this was supposed to take place, the weather was relatively inclement. However, this did not discourage him, and in front of a bunch of onlookers as well as live TV, he decided to lift off. Things quickly started going wrong though after he went to twice the height he was intending to, roughly 20,000 feet. On top of this, he couldn't figure out exactly where he was, the battery to his communications were getting low, and even worse, the wind had blown him off course. At the point he was last contacting the people that were looking after him, he was roughly 30 miles off the coast of Brazil. After this, it was complete radio silence, and despite the best efforts of the Coast Guard and people out there searching for him, they could not find him. It wasn't until July, months later, they would discover the lower half of a human body that was then positively ID'd to be Adalir's because of the clothing as well as DNA. Despite the failed attempt here though, a lot of the churchgoers after Adalir was returned were very happy that he was returned. He was received with a round of applause and then buried in a special location. It's definitely a wild story and something I certainly would never do. What about you guys? As always, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Drop a comment, let me know what you want to see next, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.